gonna make a short video about what I received, some pickups, some connections, some friends of mine got me some cool material, and I'm gonna start to talk about a little bit of a history in Portugal. A little bit, just a little bit, because it's a little bit obscure, it's hard to get information, but when anything else left to say, let's get it started. Two games that a friend of mine sent me, always sends me cool games, was Carlos Amaral, my friend. Thank you very much for the games. He sent me MiG-29. It's a cool game. It's the first Camerica game I have in my collection. As you all know, in Europe this is harder to get, Camerica games. It's better than Top Gun. It's better than G-Lock on the Master System, as an example of comparison you can do. And I like it a lot. If you can get it cheap, I recommend it. Another game that he sent me, and I've been after this game for a while, is The Guardian of Legend. The Guardian of Legend is cool. It's a vertical shooter, and it's a mixture of a vertical shooter with a top view action shooter game. And it's pretty cool because she's a kind of a superhero that transforms herself into a starfighter, you can say it like that, or a jet plane, whatever. And you can play as her in a human form too. And it's an excellent game. It's not an expensive game. If you can get it, it's cheap and it's really good. I recommend this game. Two games that I got in an auction was World Class Leaderboard. It's a golf game. There's nothing else you can say about it. Of course, Master System games always look a little bit better than NES games. It's a good 8-bit golf game, if you want to say it like that. It was cheap. Actually, when it comes to Mega Drive and Master System, I like the games in the box because it's the plastic box. It's always cool to have. But in this case, it was so cheap, I put the lowest bet, nobody else bet on it, and here it is. Another game that I got was Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants. I haven't ever played this game in my life. I played it 2 or 3 times. The game is horrible. It's just like the Master System version that I already have. It's horrible, but it's part of the collection, so here it is. Nothing else to say about that. Well, and it was extra cheap. I was waiting to get it extra cheap, and now I do. My friend João Figueiredo, the person that organizes Oeste Games, gave me a connect to a cool pickup, and I got a lot of NES games. I didn't keep any of those NES games because actually they're games I already have, but they're cool to trade and to sell, or even to put in next year's event of Oeste Games. And the only one I actually kept was Duck Hunt. Of course I already have a Duck Hunt. I have the original 5-screw Duck Hunt, but this is the European version, and it's a different label. I'm not picky, I don't go around having to have all the versions of the game, but this case it showed up and it ended up coming for free, so I kept it. Talking about that, this is my original version. This is my Duck Hunt that I have. This is the NTSC card. It's a 5-screw. No, it's a little bit rare. 5 screws, the original games, but it's cool to have in the collection. And the variant's cool as well. Something else that I've got of that lot that I kept was a little part of Portugal's history in gaming. I'm going to start talking about that I said I was going to talk in the beginning. And it was a zapper for a Famiclone, as you want to say it that way. That is Atlantis. Atlantis is a little bit obscure. You don't have a lot of information about it, but they made all kinds of consoles. They made Atari clones, they made Famiclones, or clones of the Famicom, and they made clones of the NES. I actually have one of those clones of the NES. I'll show it right after this. This is my Atlantis Zapper in the box. Pretty cool to have. Cool add to the collection. And this is the box of my Atlantis NES. It's cool. It's in pretty good shape. You can see it's a complete rip-off of Nintendo. Just like the Nintendo. Just like the Nintendo, the only thing they did was cut out the Nintendo and put the Atlantis console there. And the truth is the console is pretty good. As I was saying, this is my Atlantis NES clone. It's exactly the same thing. It looks pretty cool because of this black with silver sparkles, and it doesn't have the glitch problem because it doesn't have the card port doesn't go down, so it doesn't have the glitch issue. It works completely mint, quality, image, everything just like the NES. It has the same weight, has the same quality. It almost looks like somebody grabbed an NES and painted it over and just put Atlantis on the front, but it's pretty cool, and it's part of Portuguese gaming history. I know they didn't make the consoles. Atlantis made house utensils, how do you say, house things like vacuum cleaners and all that. That's what they made. Electronics for the kitchen and that, and they, for a time, they made consoles. But the material from the consoles is made in Taiwan, just like it says on the box, imports from Taiwan. But they then put the label of Atlantis. It's cool, it's part of history. I know they made Famiclones, I know they made all kinds of games. I even have one of the carts that doesn't come included with the console, but here it is a 4-in-1. It has Duck Hunt, Hogan's Alley, Wild Gunman, Macross, simple card. They had one thing pretty cool. The controllers already came with the turbo buttons. It's just like an NES controller but in black. It's fun, it's interesting, and it works pretty well. It's very good in quality. All of them are. The Atari 2600 version, they have one of those. They have a Famicom version, one of those two. It's excellent. I don't have that one. Faust Ferreira, my friend, thank you very much for helping me with the imagery for this video, because it's hard to get information and even consoles to show of Atlantis. And this one, they're all full board and excellent quality. I will try in the future to get more information about Atlantis and maybe make a video correctly about this Portuguese blend or mark of games and see what happens. But it's very hard to get information. There's no information anywhere. My friends, nothing else to say. Be well.